hate it yourself, start to melt while the techniques spin. The wax is on the belt.
Before the 1990s golden age took over, there was an underground movement in the 80s that changed everything. These tracks didn't top the Billboard charts, but they revolutionized hip-hop production, sampling, and lyricism in ways that are still felt today. From the Bronx to Brooklyn, these 15 underrated classics laid the groundwork for legends like Jay-Z, Nas, and MF Doom. Stick around until the end, because the bonus track features an artist who influenced everyone from Public Enemy to the Beastie Boys. The 1980s weren't just about Run DMC and LL Cool J. While those names dominated radio, hundreds of underground artists were experimenting with drum machines, samplers, and lyrical techniques that would define hip-hop's future. These are the tracks that influenced your favorite artists, the ones that got passed around on cassette tapes and rocked basement parties from Harlem to Queens. Let's celebrate the unsung heroes of hip-hop's most innovative decade. Number 15, Tila Rock. Before Def Jam became a powerhouse, this Bronx native created their very first rap single in 1984. It's Yours, produced by a young Rick Rubin, featured hard-hitting beats and complex rhyme schemes that helped define early hip-hop sound. Tila Rock was the older brother of Treacherous 3's Special K, and his pioneering work established the blueprint for Def Jam's future success. Although he never released a full album during his peak, his contribution to hip-hop's rhythmic and lyrical complexity makes him essential to understanding where the genre went next. Number 14. Spoony G. This Harlem legend was rapping before hip-hop even had a name, starting at just 12 years old in the mid-70s. His 1979 track Spoonin' Rap featured jailhouse references that predicted gangsta rap by nearly a decade. Spoony was an early member of Treacherous 3, and some historians credit him with originating the actual term hip-hop. His 1987 comeback single with Marley Marl became a massive club hit worldwide, though it's rarely discussed today. His use of reverb was similar to Jamaican DJ style, and Love Rap was ranked number 65 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of Hip Hop in 2008. Number 13. The Cold Crush Brothers. Founded in the late 70s, this crew featured Grandmaster Caz, widely considered one of the best rappers ever. They were legendary for their live performances and pioneered harmony rapping, where multiple MCs would flow together in perfect sync. Remember the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight? Grandmaster Caz wrote many of those rhymes but never received credit. Their singles throughout the 80s showcased technical skills that influenced everyone from Rakim to Big Daddy Kane. While they're best known for their live shows rather than records, their impact on hip-hop's performance culture and lyrical standards can't be overstated. Number 12. Just Ice.
Going way back to the early days of 75 and the black.
Born Joseph Williams Jr., this artist brought the first hardcore edge to hip-hop in 1986. His debut album Back to the Old School, produced by Curtis Mantronic, is considered a pioneering work in what would become gangsta rap. Tracks like Cold Gettin' Dumb featured aggressive rhymes and booming beats that were unlike anything else at the time. One of his tracks featured a young KRS-One and name drops everyone who mattered in early hip-hop, making it a 5-minute history lesson. While he never achieved widespread fame, Just Ice's raw, unfiltered style influenced hardcore and gangsta rap's development, and his work remains a touchstone for underground hip-hop fans. Number 11. MC Shan. This Queensbridge native played a crucial role in East Coast hip-hop through his work with the Juice Crew and producer Marley Marl. His 1986 single The Bridge sparked the infamous Bridge Wars with KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions. While KRS-One's response South Bronx overshadowed Shan's career, his debut album Down by Law from 1987 is an 80s classic. Featuring hard-hitting beats, clever rhymes, and gritty portrayals of Queensbridge life, the album showcased production techniques that defined the era. MC Shan's impact is significant in the context of regional rivalries and the rise of the legendary Queensbridge sound that later produced Nas and Mobb Deep. Number 10. King Son. This underrated rap pioneer dropped Mythological Rapper, a monster single that deserves way more recognition. His lyrical prowess combined ancient mythology references with street knowledge, creating a unique style that stood out in the late 80s. King Son was part of the Native Tongues movement, but never received the mainstream attention of his peers like De La Soul or A Tribe Called Quest. His production work featured innovative sampling techniques and jazz influences that predicted the direction hip-hop would take in the 90s. Though his discography remained relatively small, King Sun influenced conscious rappers who followed, proving that commercial success and artistic impact don't always align. If you're loving these underground classics, smash that subscribe button. We've got more forgotten hip-hop gems coming your way, including deep dives into the best albums you've never heard. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Number 9. The Boogie Boys.
City life, there's always something going down.
This Harlem crew scored one major hit in 1985 with A Fly Girl from their album City Life. The track became an underground anthem with its infectious hook and party vibes, but the group disbanded by 1988. Despite their brief time in the spotlight, A Fly Girl showcased the New York club scene sound that dominated mid-80s hip-hop. The production featured innovative use of drum machines and synthesizers that influenced the electro-funk movement. They may have been a one-hit wonder, but that one hit perfectly captured a specific moment in hip-hop's evolution when the sound was transitioning from old school to the golden age. Number 8. UTFO.
If I was Brad, I'd bang Roxanne.
Standing for Untouchable Force Organization, this Brooklyn crew created one of hip-hop's most sampled and referenced songs ever. Roxanne, Roxanne, released in 1984, told the story of a woman who rejected their advances and sparked over 100 answer records. 14-year-old Roxanne Shante responded with Roxanne's Revenge, which sold over 250,000 copies in New York alone. The Roxanne Wars became one of hip-hop's first major feuds and proved the genre's storytelling power. UTFO's 1987 album Lethal remains underrated, but their cultural impact through this single influenced battle rap and answer records for decades to come. Number 7. Rodney O and Joe Culie. These forgotten West Coast pioneers kept everlasting bass bumping throughout the late 80s. While Los Angeles hip-hop is often credited to NWA and Ice-T, Rodney O and Joe Culie were laying groundwork years earlier. Their bass-heavy production style influenced West Coast funk and G-funk that dominated the 90s. Tracks featured intricate drum programming and deep 808 bass that made speakers rattle in lowriders across California. Though they never achieved mainstream success, their contribution to West Coast hip-hop's sonic identity remains significant, proving that innovation often happens in the underground before the mainstream catches on. Number 6. The Real Roxanne. Born Adelaida Martinez, she became one of the first female MCs to gain prominence in male-dominated 80s hip-hop. Rising from the Roxanne Wars, her response track The Real Roxanne, produced by Full Force, became a legitimate hit in 1985. Her self-titled debut album from 1988 featured party tracks and battle rhymes that showcased sharp wit and confident delivery. While she never achieved the same fame as some male counterparts, The Real Roxanne paved the way for female rappers like Queen Latifah and MC Lyte. Her contributions to women's visibility in hip-hop are significant, proving that women could hold their own in battles and on wax, opening doors for future generations of female artists. Number 5. Treacherous 3. Formed in 1978 with Kool Moe Dee, LA Sunshine, Special K, and DJ Easy Lee, they pioneered the multi-MC format. Their 1980 track, The New Rap Language, put them on the map with lightning-fast delivery and intricate wordplay. Body Rock showcased their ability to trade verses seamlessly, with Kool Moe Dee emerging as the standout who later became a solo star. They appeared on record in 1980 on the B-side of Spoony G's Love Rap before establishing their own identity. Treacherous 3's influence on group dynamics and rapid-fire delivery can be heard in everyone from Run DMC to Outkast, making them true architects of hip-hop's foundation. Number 4. Jungle Brothers.
I never stutter or stumble cause I'm a jungle brother. Straight out the jungle.
Released in November 1988, Straight Out the Jungle marked the beginning of the legendary Native Tongues Collective. Africa Baby Bam, Mike G, and DJ Sammy B created cerebral rapping with African rhythms and jazzy horn samples. This was Q-Tip's first appearance on an LP, appearing on tracks like Black is Black and The Promo. The album received perfect 5 of 5 ratings from both AllMusic and The Source magazine, and made the Source's 100 Best Rap Albums Ever list. All House You became the first non-Chicago hip house record to hit big in clubs, proving Jungle Brothers' experimental nature. Though De La Soul and Tribe Called Quest gained more recognition, Jungle Brothers paved the Native Tongues path first. Number 3. Audio 2.
This is chillin', what more can I say? Top villain, that's what we get.
Brooklyn brothers Milk D and DJ Gizmo created one of the most sampled drum patterns in hip-hop history completely by accident. Released in late 1987, Top Billin' was the B-side to Make It Funky, but it became the legendary track. The stuttering drum pattern came from a mistake while trying to loop the Honey Drippers' Impeach the President on the SP1200 sampler. According to Who Sampled, Top Billin' has been borrowed an incredible 288 times, including Mary J. Blige's Real Love and 50 Cent's I Get Money. Their debut album, What More Can I Say, and follow-up, I Don't Care the Album, were both titled after lines from this one revolutionary song. Number 2, ESG. This Bronx dance punk band's 1981 song UFO became one of the most unlikely hip-hop staples ever. Much like Liquid Liquid's Cavern, bridged underground rock and hip-hop, ESG created otherworldly sounds that rappers couldn't resist sampling. Big Daddy Kane used UFO for his classic Ain't No Half Steppin', and countless producers borrowed its noisy, clanging percussion throughout the 80s and 90s. ESG wasn't even a hip-hop group, but their minimalist funk-punk aesthetic fit perfectly with hip-hop's sample-based production revolution. The band proved that hip-hop's boundaries were limitless, drawing from punk, funk, rock, and electronic music to create something entirely new and influential. Number 1. Ultramagnetic MCs.
It's the Ultramagnetic MCs!
Before abstract hip-hop existed, Kool Keith and Said G were creating futuristic sounds that still haven't been fully understood. Their 1988 debut, Critical Beatdown, introduced revolutionary sampling techniques using the EMU SP1200 sampler. Recorded mostly freestyled with rhymes scribbled right before entering the booth, the album influenced everyone from Public Enemy to MF Doom. The 1986 single Ego Trippin' was one of the first tracks to use the SP1200, which became hip-hop's golden standard. Despite modest chart performance, both The Source and Hip Hop Connection magazines listed it in their top 100 charts as one of the best hip-hop albums ever. Kool Keith's abstract, stream-of-consciousness style and Said G's chop samples created the blueprint for underground hip-hop's entire aesthetic. Bonus, Houdini.
Right before the fun was about to begin, crowds of people lined up inside and out, just for one reason.
Brooklyn trio Houdini was Run DMC's primary competition in the mid-80s, yet they're rarely mentioned today. Producer Larry Smith crafted an electro-influenced, R&B-adjacent sound completely distinct from Run DMC's harder edge. Jaleel Hutchins took inspiration from funk songs like Rick James's Super Freak, creating a smoother, more melodic hip-hop style. Behind the scenes, Russell Simmons managed both Houdini and Run DMC, orchestrating the sound of mid-80s hip-hop from two different angles. Hits like Friends and Freaks Come Out at Night showcased their ability to blend rap with melody, influencing the New Jack Swing movement. Houdini proved hip-hop didn't have to be aggressive to be authentic, opening doors for more diverse sounds in the genre's future evolution. Thanks for exploring the underground 80s with us. If you discovered new favorites, hit that like button and drop a comment telling us which track blew your mind. What other underground hip-hop eras should we cover? The 90s? 2000s? Subscribe for more deep dives into hip-hop history, and remember, the best music often lives in the underground.